It's a mediocre game at best. Marvel game standard is just so low, crying face emoji. If there's ever been such a thing as a wrong opinion, your opinion is wrong, so we're just gonna go and report this tweet. And with that, I didn't clickbait this video because I just titled it content that's in the video, so you can't say I clickbaited this video. Today we are going to be discussing Spider-Man for the PlayStation. Spider-Man for the PlayStation. What I want to do in this video is kind of talk about some of the things I like, some of the things I don't like so much, and maybe if some of you are on the fence about this, maybe this will convince you to actually pick the game up if it's something you're interested in. If not, I'm not really sure how you got here or why you're watching this video, but if you're here, let me not waste your time. Let's get into it. Does Activision still have the rights to Spider-Man? If they don't, oh, thank God. Maybe that's why the game actually turned out good. Okay, first and foremost, let me just throw it out there. If you're looking for a Spider-Man game that's good, where you can play as Spider-Man and feel like you're playing as Spider-Man, and if you want a very well-written narrative story, this is definitely a game to pick up. Just go ahead and do it. I've been playing the shit out of it, and for good reason. It's a fantastic game. With that being said, it's not a genre-defying experience, unless Spider-Man games were its own genre, then it would definitely be a genre-defining experience. I'm just not even gonna re-edit that. I don't care. The combat is easily referred to as the Batman Arkham combat. I don't know. I've never played any of Batman games. I can't speak on that, but from actual just looking at it, it does kind of look like it. And obviously, a lot of the things like the gadgets and the weapon wheel have comparably been done in other games before, whatever. But it does all of these things very well. It works. It definitely feels like its own game. I'm not saying it feels like a different game or those are necessarily shortcomings, but there are a few things that stood out to me that kind of took me out of the experience, and that would be, first off, Insomniac. Why can't we get on the Statue of Liberty? I mean, oh shit, I just spilled water all over my floor. Oh, fuck. I hate to make these kind of comparisons, but in Spider-Man 2, I distinctively remember shooting up on a helicopter and riding it all the way out to the islands and just messing around on the Statue of Liberty, seeing what I could find. And that's just something that's non-existent in this for whatever reason. This game even has a fantastic camera mode, which you would think would be ideal for a situation like going to the Statue of Liberty, but you simply can't. I don't know why this was an oversight. It seems like it would have been a simple enough thing to do, but whatever, I guess. There were two things that initially stood out in my head when I first booted this game up without watching any other videos on this type of thing. And that was to, one, unlock all of the radio towers to have the whole city up, two, see how far I could go outside of the city, and you're not going to be going anywhere outside of the city. If you try to go across the bridge, it immediately alerts you that you're out of the playable area, which is kind of disappointing. That's kind of an immersion breaking thing. I don't know what other way you could handle it to where it would be less immersion breaking, if that's a term to put it, but it was kind of disappointing because I just specifically remember in Spider-Man 2 you could kind of go off of the island, and that was a nice touch. So if you have any big expectations for this game, let's try to keep them inside of the city. Second thing that kind of draws me out of the immersion a little bit is the random encounters. Now, when you're going from mission to mission, going throughout the city, you'll probably encounter at least half a dozen random encounters between those 2 points. These encounters can vary from a shop getting robbed to a car chase, or maybe you've got some people that were in a car wreck and they're trapped under some vehicles. After my third time of pulling out somebody from a burning van with the exact same animation, I was just kind of like, yeah, alright, let's just go ahead and get this over with so I can get on to the mission. Or with the car chases ending with me pulling the webs back to stop the car or standing in front of the hood to stop the car, it was just kind of like, I don't really want to stop these because I already have done them and I know what's going to happen with them. In defense of Insomniac, I guess you could say, well, there's only so many ways you can beat up a group of thugs on a roof, but I don't know. I just felt like they could have done a little more variety inside of it. It would have went for a long way as far as the longevity of the game goes. There's like a million different collectibles spread out in the city, but every time you pick up a backpack, you know you're going to get a new line of dialogue describing what that item is. I love that. That's such a great damn it! It's such a nice touch, because without that, I probably wouldn't have been interested in these little collectibles at all. I just wish that same level of detail could have trickled down a little bit more to the random encounters, but you know, it's not bad. It's pretty standard. It is what it is. And in no way am I saying these things are a deal breaker, because the game is loaded with content, and it is a fantastic experience so far. I'm probably only 8 hours into it, and I'm dying to get back into it. But you're going to be exploring this big, open, detailed, convincing environment, and you're just going to eventually get to a point where you're kind of like, what else can I do inside of this big city? I could walk around and high-five people and do a few side missions for some more collectibles and whatnot, but I kind of wish there was a little more going on here. Maybe that's just me, but again, in their defense, I can't imagine the amount of work they had to do to make the city such a big, convincing environment, and it's still one that's worth thoroughly exploring nonetheless. But enough of that negative shit. Let's get into some of the fun stuff that I love about the game so far. Web slinging in the city? Great. Combat? Even better. This is a game where I actually like raiding the enemy bases because there's so many ways you can go about doing it. You can use your gadgets to stealthily go around the entire building, taking people out. You can go do it head on, and the environments and the construction sites that you go and you raid have all of these destructible elements to them, which really make it fun. I love smashing through crates and pulling down shelves onto people. It's just great. It's such a good time. A couple of the mainline story missions where you're actually going through this construction site and the building's just crumbling and falling around you is just amazing. Honestly, I don't know how the hell the PS4 is processing all of this. You know, back in 2013, people were saying developers should already know how to jump onto the consoles and make games that completely take advantage of the hardware because it's built like a PC, blah blah. Bullshit on that, because personally, I think this is one of the best looking games of this generation on this console. It really shows that they've ramped the fidelity up to 11. I mean, hell, even in games like Detroit Become Human, we are reaching that point of, damn, this game looks really photorealistic. We're getting off track a little bit here, but point being, the game is beautiful and it's so fun to play. The photo mode is damn fun. It is so nice to be able to pause the game and just kind of fly around the city in a free camera mode and see what your character looks like from all angles. I kind of wish the selfie camera was in real time so you could kind of get the pedestrians' reactions when you're recording them, like in Watch Dogs 2, but well, whatever. I think it adds a lot of replay value to the game, and anything that adds a lot of replay value in a fun way is definitely a good thing to have, especially if you can get creative with it. Next, we got to talk about the story and the voice acting and the writing and the writing and the story and the voice acting. Oh my god, it's so damn good. I know people have said this, but I gotta stress this. You could just watch the cutscenes alone and it would be like watching a damn Spider-Man movie. This seriously rivals its movie counterparts. I'm probably only halfway into this story at best, and there's already been so many moments that have just touched me and made me say, oh, they even put a movie-style Stan Lee cameo in this game. I'm not going to tell you what point it's actually at, but damn, it made my heart melt. When you have people that ask, why are you watching the game? Isn't the point of a video game to play it? You take this and you show them that there's so many great narrative moments that you don't have to even be playing the game to enjoy it. I just wanted to put my opinions out there. This wasn't like a comprehensive review or anything. I just hope that if maybe at least one of you guys were on the fence about picking this up, maybe I kind of helped persuade you which way, either or. But again, just to stress the point, if you're looking for a good Spider-Man game, this is a good-ass Spider-Man game. I think the reviews that you've probably already watched speak for themselves. And there's definitely a lot of content to get out of this, if not just damn so good story. It's so well written. Okay, I'm dying to get back into this. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up. If you like the video, maybe drop a like. Check out some of the other stuff I've done recently. See if my channel's for you, and hopefully I'll catch you on the next one. It's been C. I'm out.
Still there? Got a robbery a few blocks away.
Spider Cop's on it. Part man, part spider, all cop.
Ugh.